So this is my audience for my third speech. So the title of my speech is Overcoming Social Media Addiction. Introduction. Did you know that the average person spends more than 2 hours on social media sites every day? It's hard to imagine life before social media in today's world. We use it to share, meet new people, and learn new things, which is a good thing, but also can be a bad thing. Today I'd like to talk to you about the growing issue of social media addiction and suggest ways that we can have a better relationship with these sites. Main point number one, problem of social media addiction, the impact on mental health. First, there's an increase in anxiety and depression and rates among heavy social media users, which is mostly teenagers. Part of this is because a lot of people use social media to show their lives to the world and they compare it. But when you do that, you find that a lot of times when you compare your life to others, you find yourself looking like your life is not the best. And this leads to feeling depressed, sad, or stressed out because your life is not as good as you would want it to be. It leads to, like I said, low self-esteem, anxiety, and depression. A study from the Harvard Business Review site found that university students who use social media for more than 3 hours a day suffered from poor sleep, poor academic performance. They also have much higher rates of depression, substance abuse, stress, and suicide. The impact on productivity and relationships. Heavy social media use decreases productivity due to the time spent on social media. Algorithms are designed to trap people and keep them in an infinite loop of mindless content. So you just scroll and scroll and scroll because that's what your algorithm is. It just keeps you mindless. Personal relationships are strained because of too much use. You don't get to spend a lot of time with friends, family, because a lot of that time is you spend on the phone. And this is a good example because a lot of times with kids or younger people, when they visit their parents or grandparents, they spend a lot of time just sitting on the couch on their phone and they don't pay attention to what's around them. Heavy use of social media can take the focus out of personal relationships, like I just said. And it's because it takes the focus out of real life. Main point number two, understanding the root problem. After talking about the big effects of being addicted to social media, let's talk about what makes people addicted in the first place. My Aberdola source claims that amongst the widely recognized causes of social media addiction are low self-esteem, personal dissatisfaction, depression, and hyperactivity. And even lack of attention, which a lot of kids don't get nowadays. And this turns into something more psychological. Lack of attention is a deficiency that adolescents frequently try to replace with the famous like system. So they post a picture of themselves, and having those likes makes them feel good, self-esteem wise. Touching on what I said previously, the algorithms. The platforms are designed to keep the users interested and engage in the mindless content. Again, infinite scrolling, for example, and it keeps their users distracted from the outside world. The customized content feed are what we call an echo chamber, which is what an algorithm is, which shows people content and things that they want to see in social media, things like Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. like if people like content about pets, cats, or funny videos, that's all they're gonna get. Because an algorithm just creates something to keep them engaged. Main point 3, steps towards recovery. Lastly, how can we find better responses? How can we find better responses if we know what we like to use social media? When we're bored, lonely, we might spend too much time online to connect with other people or have fun, which is what I was stating earlier. A lot of people like to kill time on their phones, and making friends online is a good thing, but if you spend too much time there online in the virtual world, it takes away from the real world, the outside world. Some of the personal strategies. A digital detox, such as taking breaks from social media, gives people a chance to focus on other things. By taking such breaks, one is able to do things like meditate or outdoor activities, adventures like hiking, read a book, go to a cafe or something, connect with real people. New hobbies, as I was saying, finding new hobbies outside of social media can help one make friends, find a sense of fulfillment, because a person might find that they like hiking, for example. It gives them a sense of freedom to be out with nature, or reading a book, getting lost in a novel, self-help book, or things like that. And sometimes things like video games, with obviously with moderation, just to get away from the virtual world. Playing sports, doing art, painting, writing, those are other options as well. And little by little, by doing this, it takes away from depending too much on social media or being on your phone too much. It becomes second nature to just leave it. Support systems. Family and friends are the most important people that can support you during times of depression and anxiety and stress, because they're the ones that care the most and will care the most. And by knowing that, this is what will give a person a sense of being understood and loved. A Jefferson Health article offers a way that parents can help. Find the types of support that works for your teen. Time with friends, talking to a loved one, or therapy. And encourage them to seek out the support system next time they experience negative emotions, feel overwhelmed, or are preoccupied as a result of social media. For professional help, therapy is a thing that can help a lot. And as the National Library of Medicine article states, that lately studies have found that using social media platforms can have a detrimental effect on the psychological health of its users. And this is when therapy comes in play. Because a lot of times, friends and family are not enough. People have to have a professional help, because it just gets out of hand. It becomes something more deep. And there's nothing wrong with seeking therapy for such things. It's better than, sadly, sometimes suicide. In conclusion, it is clear that being addicted to social media has negative effects on mental health, work, and relationships. It is important to know what the roots of the problem is. Sometimes it can be emotional triggers that are psychological cues, or mistakes in the way systems are made to find good answers. We can take back control over digital lives and put our health first by using personal tactics like digital detox and building support networks such as friends, family, professional help like therapy, experts. Let's remember that getting over social media addiction is not just about breaking free from it, but realizing how great life is outside of screens. It is about making real life connections and keeping things that matter in the real world, like real things, real people, and real connections.
Yay.
Thank you.
Very good.
Bravo.
Good